Hello YouTube, this is Sydney with Stock Market Cash Flow TV. And boy do I have some valuable info for you today. I am not going to bore you with some long introduction. As the thumbnail and the title says, this video is about 5 companies that pay monthly dividends to shareholders, and 3 out of the 5 are down 5.52% to over 41% in the last 5 years. Investors love dividend stocks, not just because they provide dependable income, but in addition they provide a first-rate possibility for strong overall growth. Total return includes interest, capital gains, and dividend distributions realized over a given period. In other words, the whole return on investment consists of both earnings and stock appreciation. Which brings me to the 5 companies in focus today. And these companies actually make up a pretty diversified portfolio comprising of 5 different market industries. The companies on this list all have a monthly dividend distribution frequency with annual dividend yields ranging from 2.09% to over 11%. I will also give you a $10,000 hypothetical investment model for each company. These examples give you the potential income that can be generated from a specific amount of capital. I have a lot of info to cover, so let's get started. The first company on the list. Gladstone Land Corporation, ticker symbol LAND. Sector, real estate. Industry, industrial right. Founded in 1997, Gladstone Land Corp. is a publicly traded real estate investment trust that acquires and owns farmland and farm-related properties located in major agricultural markets in the United States, and leases its properties to unrelated third-party farmers. Gladstone Land Corp. is headquartered in McLean, Virginia. The company pays a monthly distribution to its shareholders and has paid 93 consecutive monthly cash distributions on its common stock since its initial public offering in January 2013. Land's stock is up 135.28% the past 5 years. Current price $26.56 per share. 52-week high, $42.10. 52-week low, $21.61. Average volume, 397,520. Market capitalization, $914.401 million. Earnings and revenue. On May 10, 2022, Gladstone Land Corp. came out with quarterly funds from operations at 19 cents per share, beating estimate of 18 cents per share. Land's earnings in the past year totaled a negative $9.29 million. On May 10, 2022, Gladstone Land Corp. reported revenue of $19.94 million, up 24.38% year-over-year. In the same quarter last year, revenue was $16.03 million. Gladstone Land Corp. revenue has grown over 37% year-over-year. Revenue in the past year totaled $79.23 million. The dividend. Land currently pays an annual dividend of 54 cents per share, with a dividend yield of 2.09%, and it has a current payout ratio of 186.21%, which is not sustainable. Land paid out its first monthly dividend back in 2013, which gives this asset a 8-year track record of putting cash into the pockets of shareholders. The next monthly dividend payment is scheduled for June 30, 2022. Ownership. The largest individual shareholder of Gladstone Land Corporation is David Gladstone, owning 1.60 million shares representing 4.67% of the company. His shares are currently valued at $42.19 million. If you invest $10,000 into land, Company number 2. Shaw Communications Incorporated. Ticker symbol SJR. Sector, communication services. Industry, telecom services. Shaw Communications Inc. operates as a connectivity company in North America. The company operates through wireline and wireless segments. The company was formerly known as Shaw Cable Systems Limited and changed its name to Shaw Communications Inc. in May 1993. The company is headquartered in Calgary, Canada. SJR is up 32.26% the past 5 years. Current price $28.39 per share. 52-week high, $31.60. 52-week low, $25.63. Average volume, 514,749. Market capitalization, $14.179 billion. Earnings and revenue. On April 13, 2022, SJR reported earnings of 31 cents per share, up over 10% year-over-year. SJR's earnings per share in the same quarter last year was 34 cents per share. SJR's earnings in the past year totaled $792.06 million. SJR's next earnings date is scheduled for June 28 through July 4, 2022. On April 13, 2022, SJR reported revenue of $1.06 billion, up 3.55% year-over-year. Revenue in the same quarter last year totaled $1.10 billion. SJR's revenue in the past year totaled over $4.36 billion. SJR currently pays an annual dividend of 92 cents per share, with a dividend yield of 3.25%, and it has a current payout ratio of 59.85%, which is sustainable. SJR paid out its first monthly dividend back 1990, which makes this asset a dividend aristocrat for consistent dividend payments over 25 years. The largest individual shareholder is Royal Bank of Canada, owning 35.33 million shares representing 7.08% of the company. Those shares are currently valued at $997.81 million. If you invest $10,000 into SJR, Company number 3. LTC Properties, Incorporated. Ticker symbol, LTC. Sector, real estate. Industry, healthcare facilities. LTC Properties is a real estate investment trust, investing in senior housing and healthcare properties primarily through sale-leasebacks, mortgage financing, joint venture and structured finance solutions including preferred equity and mezzanine lending. LTC Properties was incorporated on May 12, 1992 and is headquartered in Westlake Village, California. LTC's stock is down 21.52% the past 5 years. Current price $38.48 per share. 52-week high, $40.33. 52-week low, $31.36. Average volume, 300,061. Market capitalization, $1.519 billion. Earnings and revenue. On April 28, 2022, LTC Properties reported earnings per share of 36 cents, missing the consensus estimate of 62 cents by 26 cents. The company earned $40.80 million during the quarter. Its revenue was up 1.2% year-over-year. Earnings are expected to grow by 5.91% in the coming year, from $2.54 to $2.69 per share. LTC Properties revenue in the past year totaled $155.83 million. The dividend. LTC Properties currently pays an annual dividend of $2.28 per share, with a dividend yield of 5.98%, and it has a current payout ratio of 160.56%, which is not sustainable. LTC Properties paid out its first monthly dividend back in 1992, which makes this asset a dividend aristocrat for paying consistent dividends for over 25 years. The next monthly dividend payment is scheduled for June 30, 2022. Ownership. The largest individual shareholder of LTC Properties is National Health Investors Incorporated, owning 774,800 shares representing 1.96% of the company. Those shares are currently valued at $29.54 million. If you invest $10,000 into LTC, company number 4. Reeves Utility Income Fund. Ticker symbol, UTG. Sector, financial services. Industry, asset management. Reeves Utility Income Fund is a closed-ended balanced mutual fund launched and managed by W.H. Reeves & Company, Incorporated. The fund invests in the public equity and fixed income markets of the United States. It seeks to invest in securities of companies operating in the utilities sector. The company was founded in 1961 and is headquartered in Denver, Colorado. The investment objective of the fund is to provide a high level of income and total return consisting primarily of tax-advantaged distributions and capital appreciation. Reeves Utility stock is down 3.86% the past 5 years. Current price $33.93 per share. 52-week high, $36.50. 52-week low, $30.76. Average volume, 203,676. Market capitalization, $2.298 billion. The dividend. Reeves Utility Income Fund pays an annual dividend of $2.28 per share, with a dividend yield of 6.75%, and it has a current payout ratio of 44.69%, which is very sustainable. Reeves has a 1-year track record of dividend increases and a 3-year annualized growth rate of 3.32%. The next monthly dividend payment is scheduled for June 30, 2022. UTG paid out its first monthly dividend back in 2004, which gives this asset a 17-year track record of putting cash into the pockets of shareholders. Ownership. The largest individual shareholder is Bank of America Corp., owning 694,415 shares representing 1.25% of the company. Those shares are currently valued at over $24 million. If you invest $10,000 into UTG, the last company on the list. AGNC Investment Corporation. Ticker symbol, AGNC. Sector, real estate. Industry, mortgage right. AGNC Investment Corporation, formerly known as American Capital Agency Corp., is a real estate investment trust. The company invests in agency residential mortgage-backed securities on a leveraged basis. AGNC Investment Corp. was incorporated in 2008 and is headquartered in Bethesda, Maryland. Earnings and revenue. On May 2, 2022, AGNC Investment reported earnings per share of 72 cents for the quarter, beating analysts' consensus estimates of 64 cents by 8 cents. In the same quarter last year, earnings was $1.78 per share. Earnings for AGNC Investment are expected to decrease by negative 14.96% in the coming year, from $2.34 to $1.99 per share. The dividend. AGNC Investment Corporation pays an annual dividend of $1.44 per share, with a dividend yield of 11.96%, and it has a current payout ratio of 77.01%, which is not sustainable. The next monthly dividend payment is scheduled for June 9, 2022. Ownership. The largest individual shareholder is American Capital Limited, owning 2.50 million shares representing 0.48% of the company. Those shares are currently valued at $30.15 million. If you invest $10,000 into AGNC, this concludes this video, and I hope you found this information valuable. Don't forget to hit the like button, and I will see you on the next video.